All right, welcome to lesson one in the Surfside PPC WordPress Money Course. So lesson one, we're going to go over the three commandments. I know you probably want to jump right in and get everything started and get everything going, but that's kind of sometimes the mindset that's wrong with a lot of people is they want to just jump right in and get going with everything. So basically what I'm going to go over is the three different things that you really need to keep in mind throughout your entire process as you're building everything, as you're doing everything. They're the three most important things that you have to like really remember, and it's almost something when you have to wake up. Like I'd recommend writing this down somewhere and having it maybe next to your laptop, next to your computer, whatever you're using, and um, basically reading it every single day because it's just so important to your success. So lesson one is the three commandments. Let's get right into it. So the three commandments. Number one is be consistent. So if you can think of a business off the top of your head right now that's not consistent, that's also successful, I'd be really surprised. So that the same thing goes when you're building a WordPress website. You really need to be consistent. You need to post consistently on social media. You need to post consistently to your website. You need to add new products when you get them. You need to basically always be adding to your website and always be doing something on social media, doing something with your email list, doing whatever you need to be doing. You need to be consistent with it. It can't be something where you check in every other week and hope that the results take care of themselves because they're just not going to. So number two is basically on the same thing as be consistent, but it's be building content. So this is something that a lot of entrepreneurs forget and a lot of business owners forget is they just stop building content. They wonder why their traffic is going down. They wonder why they can't drive more sales, and they're not building anything. They're not creating articles. They're not creating useful guides. They're not creating videos like this one. I mean, there's so many different things that you need to be building in terms of content for your website. There's always going to be something where you can help people out, and being consistently building content, like waking up every morning and saying, all right, I'm going to write a blog post per day and make sure I publish it. It's going to target a keyword that's relevant to my niche. If you're doing that stuff, your results will take care of themselves. If you're not doing that stuff, you're not going to see results. You're just simply not going to. So number three, and this is basically the last thing I look at if there's ever somebody saying I can't I can't get above my competitors in search rankings, I can't get traffic, is be better than your competitors. So if someone comes to me and says, why is my website not successful? I feel like I'm working hard on it, I'm building content, I'm doing all those things. The first thing I do is I look at their content, I look at competitors' content, and I look at how often both of them are basically churning out new content and the quality of both of them. So let me give you a good example. Let's say you are writing about golf clubs. I'm going to use golf clubs as an example every now and then here. So let's say you're writing about golf clubs. And let's just say, in particular, you're writing about drivers. So you want to talk about the best driver. So it's type of golf club if you're not familiar. If you're familiar with golf, you obviously know the driver. It's like the biggest club that you hit with. Um, so let's say you write this guide and you think it's the greatest guide in the world. It's 1,000 words and it's about the best drivers for 2017. You link to some different drivers, all those different things. You work hard on it. But I go and look at the best drivers for 2017 and there's a 10,000 word guide. There's a guide with videos that links out to different homemade reviews that they did, previewing each driver, the different benefits they have, all these different things. And meanwhile, you're sitting there with your 1,000 word article that has a lot of images, it's nice and everything. But if your competitors are putting together the same types of articles and they're 10 times better than yours with videos, with image, like better imagery, better descriptions, better reviews, better everything, you're not going to rank. You're just simply not going to rank. And you're going to see as I'm building content throughout this, it's not easy. It's not easy to build good content. So these are basically the three commandments you need to keep in mind, and they're the three things you need to go back to if you ever something's not working. It probably comes down to one of these things. You're probably not being consistent enough. You're probably not building content, and you're not probably better than your competitors. Um, and if it's not one of these three, if you're doing all these things, you're better than your competitors, you're building content, you're being consistent, your website looks great, then you might just have a technical issue on your website. Because if you're doing all these things correctly, then the results will take care of themselves. I've seen it 100 different times in every single niche that you can possibly think of. It's all about being consistent. It's all about building content. It's all about building better content than your competitors are putting out there. So for the WordPress Money Course, the three commandments we're going to live by is consistency, building, and being better than your competitors. Thanks for joining me today. We're going to start getting into all the lessons. Starting with lesson two, everything's going to start being more hands-on, things that you're going to have to do for yourself. This is a huge lesson, in my opinion. If you skip right through this, you don't listen to it, you're probably wasting your own time going through the course. So just make sure you follow these things: consistency, building content, being better than your competitors. Thanks for joining me today. And lesson two of the WordPress Make Money Online course from Surfside PPC will be out shortly.